Hello, this is Alex from ONG Tax and Accounting Services. I'm a CPA licensed in Massachusetts and Colorado. I help clients minimize taxes, whether they are U.S. citizens with activities or businesses in foreign countries, or non-resident aliens with business operations in the U.S. You can check out my YouTube channel here, where I provide useful content to help foreign persons understand their U.S. tax obligation. I also represent individuals and businesses in tax matters before the IRS and State Department of Revenue. Please visit our website for some of the success stories and tax savings we've created as a result of our effective representation of clients from all over the world. It is my hope that this course will provide you with the required knowledge, understanding, and further empower you to prepare your own informational return Proforma 1120 and 5472. Now, this course applies to foreign-owned U.S. Single Member LLCs, which are formed in Delaware, Wyoming, New Mexico, Florida, New York, Nevada. The point is, if you form your LLC in any of the 50 states in the union, you can actually use this course. So it's not just limited to Delaware. But in this example and the scenario that we're going to do, we're going to use some specific facts where the LLC is formed in Delaware. But you could use the same information as a prototype to file your 5472 in other states that I have mentioned, or in any of the 50 states in the union. For this specific scenario, you must have a foreign-owned U.S. member LLC. This must be your first year, meaning that you're filing an initial Proforma 1120. And then the only reportable transaction that you're going to be reporting on this tax form is the amount you paid personally out of your pocket to incorporate, form, or organize the LLC. So this means that this course applies to those who form LLCs in the first year and the LLC did not perform any activities. And basically the only thing that you're going to be reporting is the fees that you pay to incorporate, your registered agent fees, and other minor fees that you paid to be able to set the LLC up. Also, to be able to use this course, you have to make sure that your LLC has not elected to be a corporation, because if you have an LLC that has elected to be a corporation, this form is not for you and you can check out. Also, if you have a multiple member LLC, this course is also not for you. You can check out. In this scenario, we're going to look at a situation where the LLC has a U.S. virtual mailing address. So if you do not have a U.S. virtual mailing address, again, this course will not be for you. It will provide you some guidance on which address to use, but this specific fact relates to those who have U.S. virtual mailing address. The owner's country of residency is the same as his country of citizenship. We're going to use an example where the owner of the U.S. LLC is an Australian and he's a citizen of Australia. He resides in Australia. So that's what we're going to use. You could be in any other country and this fact will still apply to you. And then the last fact pattern or the last specific scenario that's going to be appropriate for this course is that the country where the LLC's business is conducted is the same as the owner's residency. So in this case, because the owner is a resident of Australia, he's a citizen of Australia, he's sitting in Australia to do all the work of the LLC. So that is where the business is conducted out from. Again, it could be any other country. You could be in India, you could be in the UK, and this fact will still applies to you. So you just have to follow the instructions and follow me as I get to complete these forms. And basically that should be it. Now let's look at what you will accomplish with this course. Now this course is going to help you to learn how and where to download the required forms from the IRS website. It's also going to show you the steps that's required to file an extension. These forms are due on April 15 each year, and some taxpayers may not be ready to file these forms by April 15. So the IRS gives you a method or a procedure where you can file an extension. So you get a 6-month extension. So there's a form that you can use to file the extension. So instead of filing the actual information return, you can use the Form 7004 to file the extension, and that gives you 6 months extra time to be able to file the required returns. And once the 7004 is filed, you're good for 6 months. The third on our list is you're going to be able to understand the key definitions under the statutes and the regulation with respect to what is a reporting corporation, what is a reportable transaction, and who related parties are. We're also going to show you should be able to know at the end of this course, you should be able to have some detailed guidance on what parts to complete and the required attachment that needs to be sent to the IRS. We'll show you how to review your own self-prepared forms and how to submit them to the IRS. And then the last one on the list is we're going to also show you how to organize your paperwork and the steps that you need to follow to dispatch the forms to the IRS. So once you've finished preparing your Proforma 1120 and 5472, you can send us an email and we'll send you a link where you can book a free 30-minute session. And that's going to help you understand what the forms that you've completed. We're going to help you review it and answer all the questions you have related to the form, and even answer some few questions about your company. In step 1, we're going to gather all the information about the LLC, and the following document may be helpful as you start the process. Here's a sample of your EIN confirmation letter. It will usually come with the name of the LLC and then the name of the sole member, and then it will show your address. First, the owner's country of residence. You need to know it. Owner's country of citizenship, the owner's permanent resident or home country address, the country where the owner conducts the LLC business activities, and then the owner's ITIN or social security number, if any. Now, step 3 is when we put it all together. This course is not only limited for those who have formed LLCs in Delaware. If you follow this example carefully, you can be able to complete the Proforma 1120 without regard to which state you form your LLC in. In this case, the business activity is going to be online retail, and then the country where the LLC business is conducted is Australia. We're only looking at situations where someone has formed the LLC and it's 100% based outside of the U.S. He's never traveled to the U.S. He does not have employees. He does not have any exclusive independent contractors, and all he does is from his home country. Then that's going to be the place where the LLC's business is conducted. Let's look at the reportable transaction that we're going to be reporting on these forms. As I have stated, the fact and the scenario of this course is to show you a case where someone forms an LLC in the first year, but the LLC does not conduct any business, there's no activity, and the only reportable transaction is the money that the owner took out of his pocket to form the LLC. So if you're watching this video or this course in the future, you always want to make sure that when you paste the link, it brings you to this page, because this page will give you the latest or the current revision of the form that you're going to use to file these returns. If this is your first time completing these forms, you probably wouldn't know where to start from. So let's go read into the instructions a little bit and figure out what the IRS is asking us to do when it comes to a foreign-owned U.S. Single Member LLC completing this form. First, you scroll to your left-hand side and look for foreign-owned USDE here. We're going to start from the top here, and we're going to specify what the beginning date is and what the ending date is. As we stated on the 1120, its LLC was formed in March 26, 2022. And then the ending date is December 31st, because this is a calendar year, 2022. So non-store retailer, if you're doing online e-commerce, this is where you need to come for. And then you look at all this description and see what fits you for. So we paste that in here on 1E. All of these items affect U.S. corporation income, taxable income. So whenever you have a U.S. corporation that is sending money outside of the U.S. need to have more information on it as to why money is going outside and why the U.S. taxable base is being reduced. If you are a foreign person and you own a U.S. LLC and we determine that your business is considered to be engaged in U.S. trade or business, you will be taxed on Form 1040 NR, not on these forms. I can come up with any number that I want. And once you pick this number, you have to use it continuously every year. You have to continue using it because that's the number the IRS is going to use to reference so many things about your forms. When you're looking for related party, the first related party you cannot escape is yourself. Who owns the company? You. Other related parties could be a company you own in the U.S., some other company you own in a foreign country. Let's say you have a U.S. corporation that made $100,000. And because you'll be paying 21%, you decide to pay all the $100,000 to yourself as compensation. So when you take income minus compensation, you end up with zero profit. That means you pay zero taxes. And it is for some of this abuse and reasons that the U.S. really want to know what money is going out and for what purpose. You're supposed to report amounts that you paid or received in connection with formation, dissolution, acquisition, disposition of the entity. Form 1120 has 6 pages. We don't need all the 6 pages. So we're going to delete the rest of the pages. And then we have only 1 page. This is the first page. Per the IRS instructions, we only need the first page. But you cannot file a 5472 as a standalone document. So this puts the IRS on notice that you're filing a Proforma 1120 and you're not filing a U.S. corporate income tax return. The final step of this process is we're going to take a look at how to complete the Form 7004, which is the extension. Definitely take advantage of that 30-minute session that we've stated here. Please try and complete these forms. Complete 1120 and all of that. Complete them accurately to your best of your knowledge before you book the call with me.